welcome to my beginner core with a Pilates ball, which you do not need a Pilates ball. You could just get like a little bouncy ball, or honestly, we just kind of mostly use at the beginning where we squish our hand into it, so you could fold a pillow in half. It's just to give us a little bit of feedback. So go ahead and lie down on your side on a mat on either side. We will do both sides, hand underneath the head to support the neck and head. And this is the part where we're squishing the ball. So again, it can be just a little bouncy ball that you might have in your house, or a pillow or blanket or whatnot, just to give you a little bit of feedback. So what I'm doing is I'm pressing into the ball with my palm, and every time I do that, it looks like I'm doing an arm workout. I'm actually drawing my abs in, my lower abs specifically. My obliques are also, so it's like I have a corset on, okay? A pretend corset of muscles, pulling everything in tight. I'm not sucking in my muscles. I'm doing a draw in, zipping up from pubic bone to belly button, okay? My obliques are working every time I press into the ball. My side abs, especially on this side that's along the mat, is actually elevating and lifting up. I'm also feeling these side abs pull in, okay? Turning on my natural back brace. My arms are working a little bit too. 2 and 1, okay. Now let's get up onto the elbow a little bit more. We're gonna, first of all, think about lifting up through these side abs that are closest to the mat, okay? So my hips are on the ground. We're not in a modified side plank yet, but we're gonna lift up through here. I'm still drawing all of this in tight. Elbows underneath shoulder over here, and we're gonna do the same thing. I fixed my head so it's in line with my neck and my upper back a little bit. So it doesn't look like a lot, but a lot of muscles should be turning on for you. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's actually get 4 more. 3, 2, there we go. Stay here. We're going to reach the ball up to the ceiling. If you don't have a ball, you don't need to use one. This helps give a little visual. I'm following the ball with my hand, with my head, and down. So a little rotation in my neck and upper back here, but I'm thinking about lifting up through here and drawing my abs tight the whole time. So a very modified kind of side plank, getting those obliques and stabilizing core working. Three more. 2. Now we're gonna head into that side plank, okay? So knees are down. All I'm gonna do here is lower the ball and arm in front of me, so elbow straight, and bring it up again. So I'm in a side plank. If this is too much, you can keep your hips down, still just lifting up through that shoulder, okay? 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Go ahead, extend that top leg out. We're gonna go into that side plank again. We're gonna do the presses again. Again, if you just need to stay with both knees bent or the hips down, still lifting up through the side abs, you can stay there. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower everything down. We are going to make it to the other side, but first we're going to go onto all fours. Okay, So here I am in a hands and knees position, and I'm thinking about drawing those abs in tight against gravity now, lifting up my lower abs, zipping up from pubic bone to belly button against gravity. You're going to extend the opposite leg. My toe is and foot still on the ground. It's not elevated unless you want to do that. We'll make it more challenging. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift the ball up and down, flexing at the shoulder. Okay, thinking about keeping my everything nice and tight. If you have shoulder issues and that's an issue, you can bend at the elbow here, if that's a little easier for your if you have issues with shoulder mobility. The idea is challenging the core stability here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and take a break. Come back up to that position. We're going to keep the hands planted and extend at the hip. So lifting the whole leg up behind you. Again, my belly is pulled in tight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch arms and legs. So now my other leg is extended out from the opposite hand. We're going to start by lifting and lowering that arm at the shoulder. Five, my glute is turned on both sides. Core is working. So much is working. So much doesn't look like it's going on, and yet it is. 2, 1, put that down. If you need to, you can put the whole hand down and take the ball away. Keep your hips neutral, knee and top of foot facing the ground. 6, 5. I'm not arching excessively at the back here. I'm extending at the hip. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So now we can switch sides. So you're gonna start with your whole body on the ground, basically supporting that head and neck again, pressing into the ball with that arm. So getting a little tricep work, but we're thinking about drawing those lower abs in, lifting up through the side of the abs. Every time I press into the ball, I lift up my abs that are against the mat. I draw my lower abs deeper into my spine. Turn on my natural back brace. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now you can go ahead and go into a very modified side plank. So both hips are on the ground, but I'm lifting up through these side abs still and lifting up through the shoulder. I'm not sinking into that elbow. Okay, so same thing. Pressing into that ball. So I'm gonna feel a little bit more ab work as I elevated myself away from the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to lift and lower the ball here, rotating at the trunk just a little bit. Keeping myself elevated, following the ball and hand with my head. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Elevate again. Again, you can keep the hips down. Just make sure you're lifting up through the side abs. We're going to lift and lower in front of us like this. Elbow is straight, horizontally abducting. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and lower it down. We're gonna extend that leg, lift up again. We're gonna do those presses again. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Okay, so finally we're gonna end on our back. So you're gonna get either that pelvic tilt, where you're pressing your low back into the mat, or getting pelvic neutral, where there's a little bit of space in the low back, okay? Whichever one that works for you, ideally we want the pelvic neutral. Either way, our transverse abdominis and lower abs are turned on. I do have a video if that's something you need to review, but we're gonna just start with some marching. So alternating tabletop position, that is the term we'd use in Pilates. I'm gonna place the ball on my belly here. So if this were a hot cup of coffee, it should not move because I'm stabilizing so well in my core, and it should not move and spill over. Okay, so that's what I want you to visually think about when we're doing this marching. So here we're gonna do a bent knee fallout. So you can start with your feet down like this and externally rotate at the hip. So my knee is rolling out like that and then coming back. My core is working to prevent me from doing that or frogging out on the other side. But you can also, if you are a little stronger, you're going to do this bent knee fallout in a tabletop position, which will be a little bit more challenging. I'm going to reach this arm up overhead as my leg does that. I'm going to add my arms. My arm's going to fall out to the opposite side. They come back to the middle. They go away from each other, back to the middle. I'm resisting allowing any movement in my core, my trunk. So my core is working extra hard. Lower abs drawing in deeper. 6, 5. If it's too hard, you just go a little ways. Little baby movement. Go a little deeper. Key is control the whole time. Go ahead and switch arm and leg. So we're just doing the bent knee fallout first. Bent knee fallout and a tabletop. There's another bent knee fallout. You could make this easier by keeping the foot planted. Three, 2, and 1. Go ahead and do both arm and leg. Four, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Hope you enjoyed.